So, I'll be talking about Black Coffee winning his court case against his former wife, Enhle Mbali Mlotshwa. She's now back to Mlotshwa.
Back to original effective settings.
Exactly. All right. So, after that happened, Enhle had then taken to Instagram to say that I have proof that this man did assault me, and in a press conference I will then provide that evidence.
Has it been provided?
We are waiting for that press conference.
Yeah, I saw the video. I think it was taken from her car.
From her car,
She was
and
actually breaking down. She was crying. You know.
She was in tears.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah.
sorry, Ginger. I know you are unpacking this. So, what is the case that he actually won? Like an assault case?
So his wife pressed charges against him for assault. She was saying that he had been abusing her
Physically
in their relationship, and she ordered a, what do you call it, like
restraining order.
Restraining order.
Yeah.
And the court was like, they ruled against it, and they ruled in Black Coffee's favor. Yeah. This is for me. It's a very tricky topic because you never. I mean, we had this with Johnny Depp and his ex, where she was accusing him, and everybody was like rallying behind her because she's a woman. And then it comes out later that Johnny Depp never ever
even touched her.
Never touched her.
Sure.
Never touched her.
That's the danger of. Yeah, it's very dangerous, right?
It's
very complex too. Like,
it's very
because
complex.
like, where do we draw the line?
Because it's like, is this a woman who really was assaulted, and her husband is so powerful and he has so much money that this can be overlooked because he can buy people off? Or is it a woman scorned? And she's just accusing him of all these things, and he didn't lay a hand on her.
Yeah.
I just believe that, you know, people are so unkind to each other. One thing that always breaks my heart, if we have to think about it, yes, there's a lot of men that are abusive to women. At the same time as well, there's so many men that are laying behind jail on things they did not do.
Yeah.
Dude.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
because
that is very sad.
The woman was scorned.
Yeah.
And so it's a very tricky sort of subject to touch on.
Yeah.
Because who's to say who's telling the truth? At the end of the day, it's one person's word against the other.
Yeah. Sometimes evidence is very much
subjective
because sometimes I can pinch myself and then take a picture. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If that works.
If they work.
Yeah, but then like what I'm trying to say is that if like someone has a blue eye, you can't really, obviously medical professional can look like at what angle was this person hit. Like that's why we have medical experts to say no, this is self-inflicted, or this is someone did that. You know what I'm saying? And then now what becomes the tricky part is like in relationship, when do you start documenting? Because
exactly.
Look, again, like I said, human beings are not just we're not kind to each other. We're not tolerant of each other. We don't give each other the opportunity to learn and adapt. So yeah, I guess.
Oh, flip! And then there's another story that I think this is the best one that actually. What's the name of that girl? Babes Wedu.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
She posted on a live. She like basically posted on live, hey, my bitch was going in with the slaps.
Oh yes.
So at least that was evidence. Like there's no ways you can deny.
Do we want to help that woman?
Which one?
Babes.
You see, that's also a
I'm
tricky
being honest.
one.
That woman,
because
everybody were on her side the first time when she got slapped.
Yeah.
And then she went right back. I mean, seriously, dude, what do you want?
Okay, I hear your argument, but at the same time, we can't dispute what happened to her.
Yes, we see what happened to her.
They bummed her with slaps.
It's the same as this lady who was recording a video, and you can tell she was being coerced into, you know, saying that stuff. And as she's speaking, her partner's busy hitting her, and obviously everybody. Didn't you see that video? She was saying like, "Oh, it's not my fault that I get abused or whatever the hell." It's because I'm such a. Remember?
I haven't seen that one.
And the guy's like smacking her, right?
And the video.
Yeah, on the video. And so people were like standing behind her, like, oh my gosh, and she was like, no guys, sort of like mind your
my
business.
fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Man.
Don't get involved.
But guys, here's the tricky part, right? If someone needs help, you must remember an abused person is not in the right state of mind, right? So we are in the right state of mind looking from outside lane. If I look into a window and look inside, I have a picture of what I think is going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if like things is happening, that person is no longer in a normal state because you are in prison now. Like you in prison of like what's right and what's wrong anymore.
Okay, I would like to disagree with that. Okay, I would like to disagree with that.
Agree with you.
To a certain extent. I know I'm borderline around it, and I'll validate that.
Yeah.
I do believe we have choices.
No, we do.
We do have choices, okay, and we need bravery with our choices. With choice comes bravery and courage.
Yeah.
And people are just too they're not brave enough. Okay. And let's say, for example, here you are, you've got a nice flashy life, you've got beautiful car, you've got a beautiful house that this guy has provided for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And the chances are men that do that, they, to a certain extent, some of them are abusive. Ginger, you're mentioning about men with power and what they do, right?
And financial abuse.
But the thing as well is that, at the end of the day, do I have an identity, or is my identity hidden
shadowed by
into
the
this
person?
Man, right? So what, you know what I'm saying?
But that
JC,
proves my point,
it
JC.
goes back to
It proves my point because this person is so much entrenched in this person that it's like, okay, what am I gonna do next? It comes with bravery, yes.
What I'm saying,
but then
make a statement, like babes.
People don't want to go back to Alex. Bro.
That's what I'm trying to say. You want the shining light of the abuse.
And also, what are we taught as women growing up? We immediately we are trained on how to keep house, how to keep a man,
that is true.
how to take care of your
true.
household. We're not taught anything else. We're not taught certain life skills. We're not taught like all the important things that we need to survive.
But you must remember as well, as males, there's no, I stand to be correct, as males, there's no training that happens.
Yeah, but they tell you guys like work hard.
No, but here's the thing, right? There's no training on how to treat, or when you're married, this is how you should be. But with females in our African culture, it's like, my child, to some extent, vendor people fall on the ground and they give you plates. Like that is more of on the female side.
There's an imbalance.
You get what I'm saying?
What you're saying is true, Ginger, because in many culture, mothers and you're right, it's a structural problem.
Yeah.
So we cannot just look at it in isolation. So I don't want to come across sounding as if I'm being, overly aggressive about it, but you cannot look at it in isolation. It's a structural problem. Women are not raised the mentality of being out there and doing what needs to be done and having an individual personality, because most women, their personality is sucked in by the man. Really, most women before they get married, what they teach them is not go out there and be successful in business and have your own identity. The more taught like the guy comes home, cook for him, make sure we go, allow him to have his sex time, look after his children, which is.
But that's what I was saying, JC.
Right.
This is why it ties into what I'm saying. It's like it's programming. So if you're programmed a certain way, software. If you program a software to do a certain thing for a long period of time, that is what it's going to do. So if the person has been programmed this way and then they get abused, it becomes part of the program.
I agree, but that's why we need a change of mind. I get all that what we're saying here, right? Yeah. But I am of the perception that I cannot blame my background for everything, because when does it stop? When do we look at it? Because we've got learning cases in societies. There's plenty of them. Women being abused, being suppressed, and they know. If you go and have a conversation with that woman, she'll tell you she knows, but why isn't she applying that? That is my problem. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Life is a choice, and she's making a choice to remain there and not wanting to fall back and go and build something that is essentially inherent for myself. I don't know if I'm expressing this well.
But you must remember, for a lot of women, being married is an achievement, and even more so if you marry into money. And so, cause that's
Yeah.
I mean, they tell me all the time.
You know what?
Let me
what
tell
you're
you, they
saying
tell
is
me-
actually even more powerful. Listen to this. Let me make you paint an exhibit A picture. I'm not going to mention the names of townships because then I'm going to be scrutinized. So someone comes from a very deadly township and meets a guy. But anyways, comes from a township, meets a guy who's in the suburb area. Lifestyle changes. Like there's lifestyle indifferences. So this person comes here. This person comes and provides for that family in this line. The family depends on that relationship. This is what happens.
But KK, is that
But
right or wrong?
wait, right? So, for let's say 5 years, this is continuing to happen. Now, this person has become a source of income.
Right.
The daughter becomes source of income.
Right.
So for these people to survive.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying is right. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, what traps the people mostly is like, oh, flip. If I pull out, these people suffer here, this side. That's
I feel
depending
you,
on that.
but something is gotta give at some point for us to change.
What's gotta
True.
give?
What's gotta give
What's
is that
gotta give?
I mean, if you speak to majority of the women, some of them are like, you know what, I just wanna find myself a rich man.
Yeah.
That on its own is
Oh, that's
it's
standard.
over.
That's like
it's game over.
that's what's happening right now.
Don't. I've
Ginger.
got-
Ginger. Hey.
You see what I'm saying?
It's hard.
But at the same time, I do believe we live in a country. South Africa is one of the most liberated countries
Yeah.
when it comes down to women empowerment.
Yeah.
It's massively liberated.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everything is on par. It's
Yeah,
going to take us time.
it's getting there.
But you know, a woman's mind in South Africa is highly appreciated
Yeah.
and is highly anticipated to participate in the economy. That's why women are favored, because
Yeah.
we want to make sure that we get to that point.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say that at some point something is gotta give.
The mindset
gotta-
has to change.
We gotta say enough is enough.
Ginger.
Yes.
The mindset has
No,
to
look,
change.
enough is enough. And I hear you. Women are empowered here in South Africa, and like I said before, and I will say it again, there's an imbalance because then you are empowering women, but men are neglected. They're left to run wild and think how they think, and nobody is teaching them that when you're in the space,
This is what must
respect-
happen.
Exactly. Do you know
That's
what
what
I
I
mean?
was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about the imbalance. It's like females are taught naturally on how to perform in relationships, and they'll tell them, yo, in daughter, you must keep your daughter like this. But on the other side, there's no, hey, Munna, this is how you need to keep your lady. This is how you need to teach your lady.
But that's because
we
they
learn
never
as
had
we go.
that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We learn as we go.
I mean,
Some are
personally,
privileged to learn as they go. Some are like you, they don't know how to deal with their emotions. Men don't know how to deal with. That's why females are more emotionally, sometimes, actually most of the time, more emotionally intelligent than us, because we are never trained on how to be emotionally intelligent.
I don't think it's only about emotional intelligence.
No,
It's
not
about-
only,
it's about
but
a
it's
fair
like
chance.
let's like this, JC, right? This guy that you were talking about saying, yeah, she makes me so angry. Let's track back. Who told? Like, I'm not saying I'm supporting. It's wrong, but the problem is wherever he comes from, whatever he was dealing with, no one ever taught him like, hey, when you're feeling this way, this is what you need to do. This is what you need. Like, females are so like together. Like, if someone, like right now, if you get slapped today, you're gonna call your parliament, and your parliament is, oh girl, they will refer you to books and refer you to what. That's the support structure, right? With males, however, he's gonna go and drink with us and will never know that he laid hands yesterday. Never.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah,
Please
sorry.
go, Ginger.
Okay, cool. For me, it's just also just like a black culture thing, 'cause we don't talk. We don't talk about anything. We don't talk about. I mean, white kids in high school, their parents like, girl, date, Chelsea, date anyone you want, date, just go and date. And then us, it's like, no, you can't date until you matriculate. No, now you can't date until you graduate. No, but you can't date until you get a job. And then and then it's like, so
All I'm saying, my daughter is not dating.
you know what you see, but that's the
It's not
thing.
gonna
But now your daughter won't, when she eventually does start dating, she will not have the tools to know what it takes to be in a relationship because you led her in that world late.
I hear you. I think that's why education is also very important.
Yeah.
Okay? I think education is mostly a parental responsibility more than anyone else out there to go teach your daughter. And I'm not going to let my daughter to become a trial and error for some other guy out there. So it's my obligation to make sure that I teach her what a relationship is all about. I teach her so she understands what is it to be expected. Because sometimes, if you don't live out something in your mind, you're just going to walk out there anticipating anything.
You can teach her, and it's nice to know things in practical, in theory, but you need to then apply the practical, and just trust that somebody will go out there and be like, okay, my dad is aware of me now entering this space, and I know that he trusts me not to do anything that would compromise me. When someone has that awareness and they know they have that support as well, then I promise you they will not break that trust.
You're right. I think the thing that we do as African parents, I think we more put fear and confidence into them, and that's absolutely the no thing. So I'm aligned with you, and on the issue also of empowerment. I mean, I spend day and night thinking, okay, cool. What do I do so that when my daughter finishes high school, she can have something that's going to elevate her? Because our parents did not necessarily pass on, material. They didn't necessarily pass on to us anything that could help us have a head start in life. We always start our lives as African kids always behind, and then the minute you move forward, you start looking after them. That's the problem when it comes down to marriages. Women are going to get married thinking that they will become a helping hand to their family by feeding off the man. And that is not the right way. The empowerment has to start from a very young age.
I like what you're saying, dude. I like what you're saying. And this is where, I hear your point. So your daughter will only be empowered and know that, hey man, my dad has set this expectation, so I don't need anything less than, right? And
not only that, everything is possible.
You get what I'm saying? So then she goes into an unknown space, right? This is what she's saying is like, if you keep a pit bull in the dark and all it knows is the dark, let that pit bull out and see what happens.
Yeah.
See the analogy? But it's extreme, but it's like in a sense of like, yes, she mustn't date, but give her that leash. Okay, Johnny, what is Johnny saying? No, Jenny is crazy. Johnny, I get you, JC. Trust me. We both parents in here, right? So it's difficult as a parent to let go, especially to the unknown, right? Because all we know is what we're teaching them behind the fences, but the real thing, outside the fences.
I got you, KK.
I can train every day as a soldier and train in the yard, but if I don't go in the battlefield, I'm not a true soldier because I'm not in the battlefield.
I got you, and that's why soldiers, part of becoming an elite soldier, they take into those scenarios anyway.
Yes,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only factor that will change it to be it to be real danger.
Yeah.
But the scenarios, the blueprint is the
same.
It's replicated.
True.
Right? Or, dude, I'm just saying.
No, JC. No.
Jay.
And in the same, there was a point that I wanted to make, but now it's gone. And I felt like it was so profound.
Yeah.
I know. I saw you wanted to say it, and I knew you were gonna lose that.
Yeah.
Was try to get it.
I'm trying.
All I will say is, JC, as African parents, we need to break down. And I understand you because I understand you, right? Né? But there's certain things that we have to loosen the screw a bit, because that tightness is what's going to cause the problem in the long run.
See, screw is a wrong word, and tightness is another wrong word.
Wow!
Jesus!
Wow.
Look where this mind's
Yes.
What? Okay, but anyway, I'm saying you have
Okay, I'm just playing.
You have to give a little bit of lenience. There's certain conversations that I can never have with my parents. Why? Because there was never a platform for those conversations.
True. Very
So
true.
what I'm saying, yes, we are liberated as the upcoming parents.
Right.
So we mustn't fall into the same trap of like, as if like we never lived and we never were kids, we were never teenagers. I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to be independent from a young age. So I pretty much was everywhere, right? But it could have went sideways. It could have went bad.
On that.
Yeah.
Everything is permissible, but not everything is useful. And you don't have a lifetime to make all the mistakes.
Exactly.
What I'm trying to say is that minimize that for your kid.
Yeah,
as much
no,
as
absolutely.
possible.
Absolutely.
And teach them that you don't need a
to
man,
bend your fingers first to understand. Yeah.
marry a rich man for you to have some kind of a meaning in life. Because that's one thing that we're not telling our daughters out there.
But also, we're not telling our sons like you don't need a woman to take care of you. You can take care of yourself, and that's why
Totally.
men also get into
Absolutely.
relationships.
Amen to that.
But
We're
then-
acting like men
Amen
also.
to that.
We're acting like men go around not
No,
needing
let the
women.
lady talk.
Men
Come,
need
Ginger.
men.
Tell
yes,
us.
no, for real,
Tell
for
us.
real. Because
Tell us.
you
Tell
you
us.
get into a relationship, and this guy is like, it's happened to me, and this guy is telling you. You're not domesticated or whatever, and it's like
Not
I'm very much domesticated in my home.
Yep.
My mother didn't raise me to leave my house and go and look
Somebody
after
else.
somebody else's
Make
child.
somebody else tea.
You know,
Just tea, bro.
or
Just tea.
clean somebody
Eh,
else's
Jason.
house. What?
You know I make my own tea, bro.
You make your own tea?
I make my own tea. You know me.
No,
So
You know me. I make my own tea.
Listen there. I'm just like tricking you because I know like he's such a baby sometimes, right? And his lady does take care of him. So that's what I'm saying.
which is
JC,
fine.
It's fine. It's a catch-22. They both have to do something.
Exactly.
Okay, do I make my own tea or not, bro? My own coffee.
Sometimes,
I make
yes.
my own lunch, bro.
Sometimes.
This week alone, I
Sometimes.
made my own lunch 3 times.
Wow.
Because I know my wife is a busy woman. She's as busy as I am. And when she's busy and I've got time, I'm going to make that lunch for myself.
We need that lady in the studio right now to back up because now it's one side of the story.
yeah, and we were just talking about sides.
And
of
we're talking about
stories.
sides of stories of like it's very
She's going to
dangerous
watch this real
of a
quick.
powerful man.
Yeah.
Powerful man. They can say anything and make statements and say, hey, women, don't. Right now, if she does see this now, please
she
comment.
will.
Please comment on the thing and say, "Go to what is the truth in terms of how
Tell
many
us.
times this man, in terms of how many times this man makes lunches and makes teas and stuff like that." In my experience, I don't know. 3 times is a stretch. Yo.
Liar. Such a liar.
Yeah, so just to close this
In
off.
closure, please.
Yeah, just to close this off. This is something that we, especially financial abuse, it's something that we never discuss. And from both sides, not just about women need to learn to be independent. Men with money, men in power need to learn how to calm the F down.
Tell them.
Calm down, bro. Okay. All right. Money or not,
Yeah.
respect a woman. No, but on a real, like, men are not empowered. Just because he is empowered financially doesn't mean he's empowered mentally and emotionally. And that's one thing that we need to correct as a society.
I'm big on that, yo. Like I'm big on like, cause I have a son, right? Like
Yeah.
my son watches everything that I do to the T, to a point where if I pick up flowers, that's standard to him. When I start picking up flowers, it becomes standard to me. Oh, that's how you treat people. Oh, that's how you. So I believe that educating him from a young age on how to treat and how to act in certain situation, and like he knows the difference. Like, no, you don't do this. The only person who'll touch your private part is yourself or myself. Or
Hey, don't even.
like, you get what I'm saying? It's
Okay.
It's conversations
Why
that.
do you have to sexualize everything?
No,
This
what I'm
man.
trying to say, I'm very, man, I
this
mean,
guy.
when someone get hurt, I mean, when someone takes,
Guys, this
I'm a parent.
guys,
I would-
it's
If
complex.
someone goes and touches my child,
And teach
in the
them
wrong
to
place.
speak out.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Teach them to speak out.
What, as African parents, we don't have. There's a lack sometimes in like having open conversations about uncomfortable conversations. Like, we'd rather not talk about that and just leave it.
Yeah.
And hope for the best, and just like basically it's like digging your head underneath the sand and hope that doesn't happen to your kid. Dude, we live in a very bad world. How many times have you watched kids being touched and what? Boys, girls, no one is exempt nowadays.
I think that's another topic we need to touch on next, right?
Yes.
So, in conclusion, I will teach him so that there's a foundation. So when he does go into the battlefield, which is the world out there, he understands. At least this is the basis of engagement. Like, right? You're not allowed, because kids don't know, right? Because we don't have those conversations with them.
Yeah.
So we got to, right?
So I hear you. Great topic, Ginger. I think we need more of these kind of conversation, to be honest. Well done. I really love it. And there's so much more to be said here. And there's not enough said. There's not enough said. We're all learning at the end of the day.
I feel like we barely scratched the surface with this